All I see is it's a bad idea. One more time. Hey guys, it's me, Winner Papa. Just having some fun. I'm a 3Commas ambassador, and I also, of course, is on the bettertraders.com. When you are using DCA bots, it is completely normal to see nothing but the ominous color red. Red, as far as the way that Westerners use trading charts, is seen or depicted as a loss. And losses can be very, very frustrating. It messes with your head, it messes with your emotions, it messes with everything, and even stuff outside of trading. I cannot tell you how many years I've still been trading, and yet when we have these bear markets, it still affects me at home, it still affects me mentally, and I try to shake myself out of it, but inevitably it's just gonna be like this little thing, like this little buzzing bee in my ear that I just can't get rid of. But for those of you that are using DCA bots on 3Commas and you are so frustrated with seeing red all the time, this is going to give you peace. This is going to change you from an anxiety-inducing red to a nice, peaceful blue. It's so calming, like the ocean, like the nice summer sky. In today's Sleepcast, Moving Pop is going to walk you through how to relax your buttocks while you're using DCA bots. So, I'm going to do something that I've never done before because I think it's finally time to prove to you guys that I do know what I'm doing and I do know bot trading. So I do have some information that I'm going to blur out as far as the bot configurations, but from now on, I'm just going to show you guys my real account size, and I'm going to show you all of my completed deals profit and everything on the screen. So I'm not doing this for one to gloat or to patronize anybody or to make anybody feel bad. I do have several accounts connected to 3Commas, so that's why the amount is so large. And this amount goes up and down too, just like everybody else's. It's not always just shooting up and to the right. But I think this will help you get some context into understanding my thought process for running bots. So right now, I have on my real account, I have about 14 bots running. These bots are running various strategies, doing specific things, running on specific charts, and a majority of them, actually all but one of them right now, are using the DCA Backtester Pro trading view strategy, which is free to everyone that takes Mastering Passive Income. This is a legit, fantastic indicator. It's helped me make, on average, $300 a day. So I am using it, I am loving it, and now we're going to talk a little bit more about this. So right now, I'm actually looking pretty good. It's funny because ever since I started this DCA Backtester Pro, things are looking much better than usual. It's ridiculous. So anyway, but inevitably you will see deals like this. So here I have a deal that is at a current unrealized loss of negative 7.34%, and it is red and it's showing a loss of $290. For some of you, that's a lot of money. For me, in perspective, it's not that much. At first, this really messed with me, especially seeing these red deals, and I didn't understand why there was so much red all the time. But if I scroll back up and I show you the completed deals profit and the overall stats, the total profits that I have for my account is $37,000. That's pretty fantastic. I think that's pretty great. So this account has grown significantly, even when looking here at these red deals, even when I have periods of nothing happening, and it's so frustrating. So there is always going to be moments in time where you're going to have just a sea of red. And I want to talk about why those are important opportunities for you to add more funds. This is something I talk about in 15 Minutes to Financial Freedom. It's also something I talk about in Mastering Passive Income. And I want to talk to you a little bit about it right now here on YouTube. First, I want to see, did this deal close? Bazoom! So I got another deal closed. Awesome. Easy. Just super duper easy, just waiting. So let's just focus on this one deal right here. So it made a nice little $23 just because it's a smaller account. This is my KuCoin Challenge account that I'm trying to grow aggressively. So it took 5 days for this deal to close. And in that amount of time, this bot was not always moving up and up and up. If we look at the chart for clay, you're going to see that the volatility in the market is apparent. We're actually able to see here on 3Commas where our buy and our sells are. So here our initial buy is up here at 122, and here is our safety trade. And then it took a long time for it to close out in the green, but eventually it does. The reason why I picked this chart, for one, is you're probably wondering, is because it's super duper whippy. If we look at super duper whippy, but it is, if you look at it, it's just going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. It's like the worst roller coaster ride ever. It's like starting and stopping. It's like riding in a car with a 16-year-old who just got their license and they're still learning how to drive a stick shift. That's the kind of charts you want to use for a DCA bot. They're fantastic. So let me show you my paper trading account. This one's going to have way more bots because my paper trading account is more of like a data collection account. I'm trying to run as many bots as I can to see how are they running, how profitable are things working for these bots. And a lot of these are running my top 10, my 3x signals, triple dip signals from Dradian, and also the DeFi signals. So of course at the top, it's sorting these all by the created date. So right here, I'm not going to see too many deals, depending on the market. I'm not going to see too many deals right now that are looking scary. They're not looking like super duper red. But as soon as I start to scroll down, I'm going to see deals like these two. So I have Filecoin, and I have Power BTC, and I have Ethereum BTC. So these three deals have all had both safety trades closed. Therefore, now I just have to kind of wait and watch and see what happens next. So this is really normal. If you're looking at your DCA bot account and you're subscribing to signals even, and you see, wow, there's lots of red here, things are broken. I think I should close it at market price because this is obviously broken. No. Do not close anything with market price. If I scroll back to the top, I just want to show you that with my paper trading bots, they've generated $27 million in profit since running them for like the last 2 years. So I'm running a lot of different strategies. It's working. Think about the last 2 years, even the past, it would be actually 2018 is when I started using the paper trading stuff. So it's been 4 years. So through everything that's happened the last 4 years, there have been so many days when my DCA bot account looks like this. Everything just looks red. It looks super discouraging. So if you're in this spot for one, and you don't have any extra funds, all you can do is sit on your hands and wait. That's the best advice that I could give to you. But if you do have some extra funds, which I do recommend having, here is the shortcut version of what I explained in the 15 minutes in MPI courses. I just want to give you the brief rundown of it, just to give you the idea. And if you want to know more, you can check out the courses on thebettertraders.com. So the first thing I do is I want to identify a chart that has the largest drawdown, but also the biggest whips up and down. So out of these three, this is only 3% down. It's not far enough. 1%, no. This could probably close today. If not, it will. And Power BTC is 5%. This one would be the better one to choose just because it's dropped further. The next thing I do is I look at the chart and I try to figure out where could it go further. I always want to be placing an additional safety trade near or at support. So if I look at the chart for Power, it started its deal up here, and now it's used both safety trades. This actually isn't a bad thing at all. This is how I love to use bots and why I love to use them. And this, by the way, is a bot that I have played with and I have configured specifically with these settings using the DCA Backtester Pro, the trading view strategy that I talked about before. So given the fact that it has fallen, it would make the most sense for me to place a safety trade like here or place a safety trade here. I've already used up both of my safety trades though. So 1224 or 1174. Now, I also want to choose the most dramatic low possible. This is just the hourly time frame. So if I were to zoom out to the daily time frame, those strong support lines are going to look really weak now. Because as soon as I change it to a longer time frame and we zoom out to the big picture, See those lines now? They're literally blips in what power has done. So it would make way more sense to be much more aggressive and put a safety trade like down here. Even though there's a very unlikely chance for power to drop an additional 30% down here to fill this safety trade, I really just want to be super reserved and cautious. Because if you've ever been using DCA bots in a time like this, which I have, and the price falls down, and you're thinking, oh, well, I'll put my extra order here to buy some more, only to see the chart fall 39% and come up, then to fall more, then to fall more, then to fall more. That's where things get really frustrating. So you want to wait for these extreme drops, because look, remember where power was before? We were talking about up here, thinking this is strong support, only to see it fall 91%. Careful. Let's be really careful. So that's why it makes way more sense to me. Yes, I could add some here. This would be really risky, though. It would make more sense to focus on adding another safety trade right here, just because it's a farther drop, it's more extreme. And when we have more extreme drops like this, for this chart specifically, it makes a good V-shaped correction after that happens, which means that if the chart, the value of power were to fall down really quickly down here to this support, it will have a bounce most likely after reaching that bottom. And that's what we're seeing right here. Here's our support, and the price wicks, and the price falls down here only to rebound and makes a nice V-shaped recovery. This is a longer V-shaped recovery, and we don't even have this level down here. But look, here's our support. The price comes down to it, and what does it do? It makes a V-shaped recovery, only for it to fall further. But this could also be a V-shaped recovery too. The important part is not to get overexcited with this and to be super anxious. It's about patience. If we go back to those stats that I have here, for my bot trading account that's paper trading, $27 million. The only way that could have happened is with some patience and time. Some of these deals, it takes a long time to close, but that's how DCA bot trading works. So for all of you naysayers, like, I don't know if bot trading really does work, or I don't like DCA, I don't think that's a really good strategy, this book right here that I love to read, Trend Following by Michael Covell, he does not like DCA trading at all. He thinks it's a terrible idea to buy lower and lower and lower into a falling chart. That's true. But if you understand how to do it in a way that's effective, where you have results like I'm showing you here, I mean, it's pretty convincing that DCA bot trading does work. You just have to follow a strategy. And that's what I teach in 15 Minutes to Financial Freedom and Mastering Passive Income. When you start bot trading, you're going to see a whole mess of red. But understand that it's going to take that sea of red for it to actually long-term become a sea of green for you. I highly recommend checking out the courses. But in the meantime, take these little nuggets of golden wisdom, golden-coated, Bitcoin-coated wisdom here in this video and take your bot trading a step forward into becoming a better trader today. So until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.